Imagine ordering a pizza, and when it gets delivered to your house, you open it up and some of it's already been eaten. You think to yourself, you paid for the whole pizza. What happened? Think about Social Security now. You've paid into it since your first paycheck, so you want to get as much as you're entitled to. When you and your spouse start claiming Social Security benefits, it's a really important decision when planning for your retirement. Michael Stevens and his team at Capital Wealth Advisors understands Social Security and can help you make decisions as to when to start claiming benefits. They've helped hundreds of families plan for a great retirement. They'll help you create a retirement plan so that you can get as many slices of your retirement pie as possible. Call Capital Wealth Advisors at 801-210-2800 today and schedule a visit. That's 801-210-2800. Firm offers insurance services and is not affiliated with the U.S. government or any governmental agency. Capital Wealth Advisors is a state of Utah registered investment advisory firm.
Time to upgrade your adventure with an RV from Motorsportsland. Don't put off making exciting memories and exploring the many outdoor hideaways right here in Utah. Come in today and see how Motorsportsland can help you get away, or visit motorsportsland.com.
Let's lock in.
This is Unrivaled.
Yes! Yes!
The teams you live for, the sports you love. With Scott Mitchell and Alex Curie on 97.5 1280 The Zone. Powered by KSLSports.com.
All right, welcome back. Second hour of the program. Glad to have you with us. Alex Curie, Scott Mitchell. Former NFL quarterback, former Utah great. What a good weekend to be a former Utah great, too, Scott.
I got a new band that's my favorite band now.
Who?
21 Pilots.
Oh, because Tyler Joseph, he picked the Utes on game day.
He was the only one that picked the Utes.
So you don't know 21 Pilots?
Nah, I don't know.
Till today?
Maybe not by name.
Well, now they're your favorite band.
My favorite band. I have no idea their songs.
Make them band of the day.
They're my favorite band right there. Band of the day right there.
Why not? Scott's like, what are these, 21 Pilots? Yeah, they're good. They sound like a good... They're massive Ohio State fans. That's the only problem is that I think they both went there.
I don't care. They picked Utah.
Super annoying. Super annoying. I think Buckeye fans, there's some teams I can't abide the fans of those groups. Buckeye fans, and that's about it. No, Notre Dame fans, oh, they're tough to swallow, for sure. They're tough to handle.
USC fans?
Oh, for sure. The snootiness. We don't even stay in Salt Lake City. We stay in Park City. I found that it's just as nice to be above the inversion. Is that what you call the smog here in Utah? I don't know why I made him sound like Cameron from, pardon my French, from Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Mr. Rooney, this is Mr. Peterson. Isn't that him? Isn't that his voice?
I don't know. I've never watched that show.
Yeah, you've never seen Ferris Bueller's Day Off?
No, I'm just letting you go. I'm enjoying this.
Cameron was in Egypt land, let my Cameron go. Come on, man.
9 times.
9
times.
Hey, do you snore at night? Do you currently use a CPAP machine to treat sleep apnea? Sound Sleep Medical can help improve your life. SoundSleepMedical.com. That's where we're going to start things right here on the show on this hour. We start things off with the cut, so let's just do the same thing right now. It's the cut, baby.
The unquestioned, undeniable, unrivaled, top sports story of the hour. Here's what made the cut.
Ain't nothing like it.
All right, so we're rolling out something a little bit different. We're always a very positive show, Scott. Always a very positive show.
Yeah.
But it really does feel nice to kind of bask in some people's non-success. When you see teams lose that you're like, oh, good. And it's not even about them losing. It's just about you feeling a little bit better. USC loses this weekend to their rival UCLA at the Coliseum, by the way. You see the fight-on stuff all over the stadium. You see Jackson Dart gets his first start. The Trojans lose 62-33. They give up a 60-burger.
62 points.
They give up a 60-burger to UCLA. I'm not sure what's worse, that 60-burger to UCLA or the fact that they have given up. The average points given up at home is 44.5 points this year. At home.
Yeah.
Listen, think about it. Jack Del Rio, Junior Seau, Ronnie Lott. I think of those like amazing defenders that have worn those USC colors that are just embarrassed by how terrible that USC team is. And BYU gets them this weekend. And it makes me nervous, to be honest.
What's hard about all of that is you fire your coach, and you have to fire your coach during the year. That's just the thing these days. You have to do it.
Clay Helton was at the Georgia Southern game, by the way, waving at everybody. Hey, everybody. I'm not coaching today's game.
Oh, but I'll be here.
Don't worry about it.
And when I'm here, this ain't going to happen.
Keep those burritos throwing. Keep throwing those burritos on the field.
He probably is the one that passed out the burritos. Let me start a new tradition for you here. This is what we do at USC.
We throw these.
Where do they throw the tortillas? Was that
it? Used to be at BYU.
Is that a BYU?
I mean, that was when I was at BYU. They threw tortillas. But I think that's also something that they used to do down in your territory. They throw it. The Spanish Fort gets the Dons because
Yeah, I didn't think about that.
I think because they have that.
Was Arizona a tortilla throwing place?
Hey, what's up with your school, man? Are you guys one of those tortilla throwing schools down there?
It's probably a green issue, right?
You can't.
It's like
biodegradable.
Well, you can't throw rice at a wedding anymore because it'll like bloat the stomachs of the.
Right?
Well, it bloats their stomach.
I think that's a wives' tale.
No.
Oh, the birds don't know how to digest rice. How dare you?
The pigeons blow up.
I want to see that. People say you give them Alka-Seltzer or you give them rice.
Speaking of animals blowing up,
I'm sorry.
There was this wives' tale so they had these big toads in Florida, South Florida.
Yeah.
And they'd huddle up against your garage door, and they're just so scary looking because they're massive.
Right. They're bullfrogs.
Yeah.
Man.
And someone told me that if you pour salt on their back, they'll explode.
I don't know.
Yeah.
What I will tell you is you got to do yourself a favor and look up Oregon whale explosion. Just look it up.
Oh yeah.
When that old city had to get rid of that whale that was beached on there.
I've seen that before.
Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah.
You need to watch it. They need to make a whole TV series out of it.
Yeah.
Just keep it going. So sucks to be you USC football. And you guys got to hand it to you this weekend, man.
Speaking of coaches getting fired.
Oh, you've got a sucks to be you?
Yeah, it sucks to be you, Dan Mullen at Florida.
Yeah. Now, here's the thing.
I mean, if this is a guy that fell off a cliff.
Ooh.
This is Florida.
He was beloved 12 months ago.
Well, he was part of Urban Meyer's staff here at Utah. He's part of Urban Meyer's staff at Florida when they had all that success. He was at Mississippi State. He developed
turned things around there with Dak Prescott.
Dak Prescott, and just and it looked like he was really headed somewhere with Florida. I mean, because Florida's a great program.
They get anybody they want. It seems like, right? They're the USC of Florida. They're the Southern California of Florida. They kind of get whoever they want that part of the world, and in the end, like, what are you going to do with all that talent? You got 95,000. Here's the thing about that. No one shows up to the Coliseum anymore. 95,000 people still show up and boo you when you stink at Florida, at the Swamp. So, sucks to be Dan Mullen. Last week, I would have not predicted that I would have said sucks to be Mel Tucker, but here we are. Hey, Mel Tucker, sucks to be you in Michigan State. When it was 49-0 at the half, Scott, when Ohio State was beating Michigan State 49-0, I don't think I've seen a major college football program in a long time that was in the single digits of ranking. Look, I want to apologize to the College Football Playoff Committee. We were like, what is your deal? Why are you putting Michigan State behind Michigan? What's your problem? But apparently they're looking like real geniuses right now because they're going, yeah, we told you Michigan State didn't have it. I'll tell you what Michigan State doesn't have. It's glaringly obvious they have zero defense, not just because of the points scored. I think they statistically have the worst passing defense in the country, or at least the bottom 5. How they got to number 7 in the country sucks to be you, Mel Tucker. Did you sign that contract yet?
That's what I'm wondering. It's like, I hope he did.
Can they take money off? Can they take money off just because they go, ooh? It's all based on you get $95 million, but for every point you lose by to Ohio State this weekend, if you lose, we're going to take that off of the top of the contract. They lost 56-7, but it could have been 100-0. It really could have. That's how C.J. Stroud threw 6 touchdowns and set an Ohio State record for touchdowns in a game, and he did it in the first half.
So many of of these situations, because you look at Ohio State, right, and you look at C.J. Stroud and what he's doing, and you're like, well, where'd this guy come from? Well, he's talented. Like, he's just talented. He just needs game experience. And then you get a team like Michigan State, and you watch their schedule, and they probably played a lot of teams that weren't very good. Because I'm not convinced the Big Ten is really all that good. I'm really not. I think maybe there's one or two teams that are just really good, but I also think there are a lot of teams that aren't. And I think that's the way in a lot of conferences, a lot of football across the country. And so you can get kind of a false sense of who you really are, or you can get kind of overshadowed because you're really kind of better than I think people expected. And that loss to Oregon from Ohio State early on, I think it just had a lot of people going, wow, Ohio State's really not that good. And then they kind of struggled a little bit. And so as we look at all this, you're just like, how do you really know who's good and who's bad? And that's why, man, it's dangerous, scary for Michigan State to give a guy $95 million. I mean, it's just and it's scary for everyone else because you got to compete against that now.
Hey.
And these schools are going to throw out a lot of money, and they're going to be sorely disappointed.
You know who else might be getting? Speaking of $95 million, since we're on the subject, Taysom Hill and the Saints have apparently agreed to a contract worth up to $95 million. Now, I don't think these hybrid contract people know a lot about. So when you looked at it, and you were talking about this story because it's an amazing deal for us to look at to go, hey, Taysom Hill, we haven't even seen really doing anything this year.
Right.
After the concussion, and then Trevor Siemian comes in. Now, they lost over this weekend, and Trevor Siemian didn't play great. But Taysom Hill signed up for a hybrid contract, and that extension on his contract could be worth up to $95 million if he's playing quarterback.
I just want to be a guy that does, like, I don't play and I get paid. Like, I want to go, and I'll take the $40 million. No, maybe not. I'll
tell you what.
I won't. I'll take the $95 million, and I won't play. And you know what? I'll get a concussion for that.
Hey, listen, if you want me to not play for the Saints, which is what Taysom Hill's been doing, I won't play for the Saints right now. I will not play for you, New Orleans Saints. I will not play for you right now, and I'll do it for a third of the price. Okay?
Taysom Hill has been there a lot longer than Jameis Winston. He had a lot more time to figure out how to play quarterback.
So how are they
and do it? And
is this an incentive then? Is this just to incentivize the guy to get better?
Well, I guess they're looking at it in a way that they say, look, we had a guy we thought was our starter, and that was Jameis Winston. And we got caught with our pants down when we didn't have a backup quarterback. And so I think it's more in the line of backup quarterback money / hybrid player than it is anything else. And I think the value, because Taysom Hill, if you remember, a year ago came in and played 4 or 5 games, which is a long stretch.
I think he went 4-1
and played very well. And you look at some of these other quarterbacks come in, Mike White, they have one game, one hit wonder kind of thing. And Taysom showed that he could win with this team over a period of time. And that has value. Because the Saints right now, are they going to make the playoffs? And they got to have a quarterback that's good and can play. And I think they have enough ability in Taysom that he can do that for them with his ability to run and throw the football together. He's a guy that can play for you. And so I think that has to – I don't think it's like you're the long-term solution for us at quarterback, but I think it's one of those where, you're kind of more of an insurance policy and still the Swiss Army knife. And if you're Taysom Hill, you take this thing all day long. I mean, he's guaranteed $22 million.
Guaranteed $22.5.
Yeah.
No problem. So
he's had, what, $18 million and $22 million over the last, 3 years? That's about, what, $34, $38 million somewhere around there?
You're talking
that's
$40 million. But what do you always do? You always go,
it's 20.
It's actually 19.
But it's $20 million in the bank.
$20 million in the bank.
You can almost retire in Florida on $20 million.
You can almost retire.
Yeah.
I'd work for a couple more years.
Well,
or in your case, not work.
If
you're Taysom, go ahead and don't work for another couple extra years.
Yeah. With the cost of things, inflation, you got to factor those things out, Alex. Come on, you know that stuff.
Oh, man, the pack of tortillas at Costco went up $1.
Yeah.
See, that's the kind of stuff that Taysom Hill's dealing with. And that's probably what his agent takes into the meeting, too. Have you seen what? I
think there was a sign in the stadium.
Seen the prices at Costco these days?
It's outrageous.
The hot dog, though, still $1.50.
Yeah. You can live on hot dogs. Hot dogs and tortillas. Have you had a tortilla hot dog before?
What do you mean?
Like if you put a hot dog in a tortilla.
Scott, I went to college. Come on.
So what'd you put in the tortilla?
Do you put a hot dog in the tortilla?
I know the hot dog, but like, did you put mustard and ketchup and relish? Or
All
just,
of it. Whatever I could find.
Did it just squish out, though? Or
no, you got to wrap it up like a burrito, son. Now, you're a rookie at this kind of stuff.
Oh, so it's a burrito dog.
Is that
what they threw at BYU at the football
the
game?
burrito dog.
A burrito dog?
My favorite
that
tweet.
it explodes when it hits him.
I think Mark Durant tweeted over the weekend.
And mustard all over.
I think Mark Durant tweeted over the weekend. He goes, "The sad thing about these burritos are they were veggie burritos that they were throwing at BYU."
Oh,
I'd probably throw my burrito if it was a veggie burrito too.
I'd make it so frozen.
It was probably just upset fans who were getting veggie burritos.
Get hit with a bunch of broccoli and peas.
That's not what you put in a veggie burrito.
And beans.
Beans are veggies, and so's cheese.
Yeah, but cheese can't hurt you. Frozen peas.
What's your favorite veggie? Beans and cheese.
Beans and cheese.
Together. Oh, my goodness.
That's vegetarian.
Who else did it suck to be this weekend? A veggie burrito means, I guess,
like,
no one's going to put broccoli in it. No one's going to put broccoli in it.
Well, no, vegetables.
Burrito.
Vegan.
You don't put a broccoli in a veggie burrito.
Well, if it's vegetable burrito, you put vegetables in it.
Mushrooms.
If it's vegan or I'm a vegan, I eat beans and cheese.
Vegan. Oh, my goodness. It's ridiculous. Hey, guess who else it sucks to be this weekend? Sucks to be you, Oregon.
Oh, boy.
That football team, I'm telling you, because I heard Hans talking about it earlier. He was like, and you're going to be playing this team again this last week, or you're going to be playing this team again in the Pac-12 Championship game. And I was like, hold on a minute. These guys' heads are spinning. The mental gymnastics they're going to have to go through to be able to get to quote-unquote normal, they need this. They don't just need a win against Oregon State this weekend. They need to re-identify themselves. Anthony Brown Jr. needs to totally change whatever the thought process is of what he's going through.
Can I just tell you right now, Oregon wants Utah.
Of course they do.
They want redemption. They're not wired. They're not wired to melt away. They're just not. Don't.
We heard that
Mario
before the
Cristobal.
game. We heard that before the game, and there they were losing by 31.
I know, but I'm just telling you, they will. I
bet they don't find. I bet they don't find who they are. I bet they lose this game against Oregon State. Don't go to the Pac-12 championship game. Lose in the Holiday and/or Alamo Bowl, and then we'll see you in 2022 after Mario Cristobal. Mario Cristobal is going to take the Florida job.
No, he's not. Oh, maybe he.
You
might.
Watch.
He could take. You
watch
job.
Mario Cristobal take the Florida job.
Yeah, he's a Florida guy.
He has won his last game as the Oregon head coach. That's my bold and stupid prediction for a Monday.
Here's the thing. You're a Florida guy. Do you know how depressing Oregon is? I mean, it's beautiful, but it's depressing. It's overcast. It rains a lot. You live in Miami. That is like spicy, man. It's like warm. It's tropical.
Even the veggie burritos got some spice to them.
They don't freeze. It's a tropical climate. You understand? Like when it rains.
Listen, you're insulting me because I've spent a lot of time in the Pacific Northwest.
But you know how it is, Alex. Come on. You know how it is.
You're saying that
I think Oregon's a beautiful place. Don't get me wrong, but I've visited Oregon. I'd love to go there.
Think about having to have lunch. Think about having to have lunch.
Tillamook Creamery, man. It's like, whoo.
Is that how you describe it?
Cannon Beach.
Woo.
Woo.
Where'd you guys? I've been to all these places.
It's beautiful. Bandon Dunes is one of the prettiest golf courses in the world.
Yeah,
that's all in Oregon.
You're not even talking about the eastern part of the state. Baker City,
that's where hot
Ontario,
hot yoga, Beekman.
Isn't that one of the Muppets?
That's Beaker.
Beaker Yoga.
He was my favorite.
It's very different,
Muppet, though.
Yeah,
him and the grumpy old man.
He and Bunsen.
Yeah.
He's named after the burner.
Oregon, they'll come back.
They are not.
They're just beat up, and
the
beat up part is where
I've declared
Oregon.
it. I'm going to stick with it.
But Cristobal will be gone.
Mario Cristobal is going to take the Florida job. Not right now, but he'll wait till the season's over. Oregon doesn't win they don't win their next 3 games. They might win the Alamo and or Holiday and or Cheez-It and or Sun Bowl, whichever the one they're going to take the invite to. But I don't think they win I don't think they win this game against Oregon State. And then that means they're out, man.
It's possible. It's the Pac-12, and it's one of those things. It's like I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised. But I just think this is a program that has a lot of pride. They'll figure it out.
Hey, we're going to take a break here. When we come back, our buddy Jeremiah Jensen from KSL 5 Television is going to join us on a Monday. He called that Utah State game. Of all the games for him to fill in for Scotty G, Scotty G's calling all these W's for the basketball team at the Myrtle Beach Invitational. Asks JJ to fill in for him on that Saturday game where they were going to cruise to victory against Wyoming. No such luck. We'll talk about that. We've got more to bring up here. We've got our band of the day that Scott is now anointed the 21 Pilots. And we'll come back. We got more to go right here. It's 97.5, 1280 The Zone Sports Network.